Thanks for joining us on VIP TV today. Brad Ray still wallowing in the glory of his great win against Jez Smith last week. You got a couple black eyes there, but you're smiling. You must be happy, Brad.
Yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. I'm buzzing. Still over the moon. Slowly but surely coming back down to earth. But yeah, mate, looking the part, looking like a boxer for once. But no, mate, enjoyed it. Loved Saturday night, and you know all the support I got on the night, and since then it's been amazing. So yeah, I'm over the moon.
Did all your fans enjoy it up in Newcastle? I saw all sorts of different pictures on Instagram. Luke Madeira had a load with people. I saw different ones you were retweeting. It looked like you took over Newcastle for the night and the big market afterwards. Was it lively?
Oh, mate, there's some stories knocking about from that night anyway. I'd put it that way. But yeah, everyone had a mint time. It was obviously my first time outside Manchester fighting as a pro. And, you know, I did well selling tickets. And yeah, you know, everyone had a top night. So looking forward to the next one already, I think.
Yeah, just before we look forward, just tell us briefly about the fight itself, what it was like being involved in there with Jez, because, you know, you both wanted the fight, you know, there's no ducking each other.
Yeah, it was, you know, it was a very back and forth fight. You know, we both had spells of success. You know, he's a tough man. He's a tough man, but I loved every second of it, mate. I absolutely loved every second of it. And when I come out, you know, I had a big, massive grin on my face, and I said in the changing rooms after it to Steve and to Blaine, said, "Oh, I love that. That was absolutely mint." And I don't think Blaine felt the same way, to be honest. he said, I didn't bloody love it, but no, it was class, mate. And you know, he's a tough lad, Jez. It was an honour to go the round and share the ring with him.
Yeah, but you're a fighting man. They're the sort of fights where you look back. I think the words Chris Eubanks Sr. used to use about these fights, even in his early days, where you get your badge of courage, you know, with your black eyes and being involved in a war like that. And that everyone loved. I didn't see a bad word about either of you afterwards anywhere.
Yeah, exactly, mate. I think it's definitely my mentality, and you know, he's got the same mentality of stepping up and fighting anyone, anywhere, you know, and you know, I think people appreciate that. Definitely, you know, on social media after it, and a lot of the comments that I've seen, you know, people are giving credit to us both, and you know, it's only going to do me the world of good that now, obviously fighting my boxer debut on such a big platform, you know, and the first fight being like that, you know, people are going to hopefully tune in and want to watch me again in the future.
So, what's the plans now? Where you know, when you're next going to be out? I think when I spoke to you a few months ago, there might be something in December. Are they getting you out this year or next year now? Is it?
Yeah, so they've said December. They've got shows in December. They've got the one in Birmingham, which he announced on Saturday night, which is Savannah Marshall and Shields fighting on the same show. And then there's obviously Josh Taylor on the weekend after, which I was dropping hints in about the Josh Taylor show. But because obviously, you know, we had a chat about Josh Taylor not long ago, didn't we, on the podcast? And you know how much of a fan I am, so I'd love to be on his undercard. But whatever, mate, whatever they've got for me, I'll be happy to get another fight in end of the year. Hopefully, get some more rounds, and then next year, you know, I can push on then and start looking at some big fights and titles and stuff like that.
Hey, the Birmingham, and I think it's Edinburgh, is it? Or is it Glasgow, Josh?
Glasgow it is.
Yeah,
Glasgow,
I mean, they're both big arena shows, but I can imagine all your fans would prefer a night out in Glasgow the week before Christmas than Birmingham 2 weeks before Christmas. Nothing against Birmingham, but Glasgow's a bit livelier for them all. And they're lively people that follow you. They don't quite, do they? Exactly. They don't want quite nights out. Mate?
I've got loads of family in Glasgow as well, on my dad's side of Glasgow. So I think a lot of my family that have ever seen me fight before would probably come down and come and show my lot a good night out in Glasgow.
So what are you? Are you half Scottish?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know your dad was Scottish. Oh, they've got to take you to Glasgow.
I know, mate. I know. We'll see. Anyway, mate. You know, I spoke to Steve last night, and he said he'll let us know as soon as he's got some news. But whatever, mate. I just want to get back in there.
Yeah, cool.
You know, I'll fight anywhere they've got a fight for me, mate. I'll be there. And
also, there's momentum with you now, so it's important to keep that momentum. You know, while you're boxing 8-rounders, you want to be out every 3 to 4 months. You know, it isn't like you're boxing 12-rounders where you only fight 2-3 times a year because of what you put yourself through. it's with you now, isn't it? There's a swing with you in your career.
Yeah, exactly, and especially with obviously due to the pandemic being so inactive for so long, you know, I want to make up for lost time a little bit. So, you know, Boxer has said they've got the dates there to keep me busy. You know, they're going to be Sky shows where I'll be able to jump on, and you know, I think they said definitely one before the end of the year, and then start next year they'll have me out. So I've got this week off back in the gym, and then straight back to it, mate.
What is it? A bit of Barcelona you're off to in a few minutes for?
I'm off to Barcelona, mate. I'm just waiting. My taxi will be here in 10, 15 minutes, mate.
Top class. Who's that with? Your girlfriend or you your mates again and all?
No, just me missus. So nice,
right.
Nice chilled one. Nice, well-behaved one, mate. You know, I don't think I'm up too much at the moment anyway.
So back to the boxing. You're still very, very young. You know, you're unbeaten. You know, 11, 12, is it 11 and 0 now? 12,
11 now, yeah.
11 and 0. You know, it's you know, the timing's got to be right for these big fights, hasn't it, for you? As you say, you're still young pro. You know, people now are looking at you, oh, he's in title contention. When realistically do you see yourself in that British title shake-up? Is it 12 months away, 24 months away?
Yeah, like you say, man, I'm still in no rush. I don't, you know, I think I said to someone on Saturday night, they were throwing names at me, and you know, saying, do you think you're in the mix with these lads? And I said, realistically, no. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not at that level yet. You know what I mean? I'm a realistic guy. I'm up front. Still got a lot of learning to do. Still got a bit of maturing to do, a bit of growing up. But being in these types of fights that I've just been in there with Jez, and learning along the way, you know what I mean? Like you said, I'm earning my stripes a little bit on the way up. So by the time I get to that point, ready for them big titles, like a British title, you know, I will be ready for it, and I won't just be jumping in at the deep end. For me, I want to go that English route. I've got one eye on the English title. Hopefully some point next year I can get myself in a position to fight for that. And there's so many good lads, mate, domestically that
it's fantastic.
I can, if I fight for that English title, if I win that English title, I can hang around that level for a bit, and I can be in some of them fights, and like I say, earn my stripes there. But then before we push on, and when the time's right and I feel ready, you know, that's when we can push on. But again, that's down to my team, that's down to playing, and down to Steve. You know, I'd fight anyone who put in front of me. So,
they're not going to rush you at all. They're not going to rush you at all. And Blaine certainly once. I spoke to him for a couple of years ago first about you. It was Blaine that told me about you when he heard about, you know, how good you were and excited you were. But they're not going to rush you. But it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Is it a bit of a double-edged sword in the sense people saw you massive viewing figures on Facebook the other night? You're going to most probably be on Sky, certainly if not the one in December. Next year, you'll become a regular fighter. With that comes the pressures. Oh, he should be fighting the Bentleys and Cash, and people aren't looking at how many 12-rounders they've had. You know, Felix Cash, what he did as an amateur as well, world-class amateur. And people I don't think people quite see that, do they?
No, definitely. And it's something that me and Blaine, after the Lee Cutler fight in the changing room, it's something that we said straight away. That was brilliant. It was great, but let's not get ahead of ourselves now. You know what I mean? And exactly the same Saturday night, he said, mate, that was a great win. It's going to do a lot for your publicity and your followers and your fans and stuff like that. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know what I mean? We don't have to take any unnecessary risks. You're young. We've still got time in our hands. And like I said, mate, you know, they're the bosses, Blaine and Steve. I'm happy doing whatever they say, but I completely agree with them on the fact that there is no point rushing, and we've still got to learn quite a lot and gain a little bit more experience. A few more rounds under the belt for me is a big thing. Obviously, I've done the 8 rounds there comfortably enough, finished strong in it, and it was a tough, grueling fight. So that's another thing, you know, just to take off the checklist. And you know, moving forward now, hopefully get another 8-rounder and then start pushing on for them 10s.
Just one final question before we let you jump in your taxi. A quick word on your trainer, Blaine Unit. He's not a trainer who jumps in front of cameras or goes around the press row talking to journalists non-stop. Just tell us a bit about him, what he's like.
Oh, he's class, mate. You know, and I think I had so many comments about the fight on Saturday night about how well he was in the corner. And, you know, he's just, I've said to you before, I think I've worked with a lot of good coaches over my years when I've been boxing, but I've just clicked with Blaine, and I've got a connection with him where we understand him, and not one point in that fight did he ever panic, did he ever worry and think, oh, you know what I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here, or is he telling me the right thing? And he makes me feel comfortable. He knows me as a boxer, and he's a mate as well, though, you know what I mean. And I think we've got that great connection where at the flick of the switch we can go from serious training non-stop, him giving me shit, him shouting at me, to then, right, come on, job's done, we'll go for a beer now and we'll go and enjoy ourselves. So we get the best of both worlds with it. But like I said, mate, we've got a great connection, and I think he's the man to take me where I want to go to in my career.
And that's top of the world, isn't it?
Exactly, mate, exactly.
Well, hopefully in about 6-7 years' time, I'll be having these interviews somewhere, and that's where you'll be. But it's all going brilliant for you so far, and just have a great time in Barcelona. Have a few of them San Miguel's, get on the tapas, and if the weather's good, you'll still be able to get on the beach in Barcelona.
Definitely, mate. I can't wait. I'll have an Australia and a bit of patatas bravas for you, mate. Don't worry about it. Top man,
yeah. You take care, and I'll feature you in before your next fight. Thanks very much.
Cheers to you, mate. Speak to you soon, mate. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
For all boxing info, news, and latest interviews, amateur and pro across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.